What is a complex system? A complex system is a system composed of interacting parts that produces variable outputs and/or effects. It is further characterized by uncertainty in the function of the parts, how context impacts their function, the interactions between parts, and/or how context impacts these interactions. This uncertainty can be amplified if the number or kind of parts, their interactions, and/or context change, and change in any one of these elements can cause change in the others. Moreover, compartmentalization of complex systems is a difficult or impossible task because a component can cross categories. It can be both an output and an interacting part, for example. Or, what may be considered part of the system from one perspective can be considered separate from another. Drugs impact the brain, for example, but they're normally exogenous to it, so it's unclear whether to consider them apart from or constitutive of the brain as a complex system. In a habitual drug user, it may make sense to consider drugs constitutive of the brain, but not in someone who doesn't use drugs. Thus, what makes complex systems complex is compounding uncertainty due to interconnectedness and definitional constraints that limit clear communication and study. Complex systems can also be composed of layers of other complex systems, arranged hierarchically. For example, an ecosystem is a complex system composed of abiotic components and communities of organisms, which are complex systems composed of populations of a single organism, which are complex systems composed of individual organisms, composed of organs, composed of cells, composed of organelles, macromolecules, etc. Needless to say, the complexity of a given complex system increases if it is composed of other complex systems. Thus, meddling with complex systems can be dangerous. If one isn't sure of the inner workings of the entire system, one can't accurately predict the results of a change. It should go without saying, then, that an entity's survival should not hinge on the accuracy of its predictions concerning complex systems, because incomplete information or miscommunication can render its predictions egregiously wrong to devastating effect.